For 4 decades, Cardiovascular Institute of the South and Terrebonne General Health System have partnered to deliver a legacy of cardiovascular innovation. We lead the state in advanced programs and complex procedures that you won't find anywhere else. Our specialized treatments for peripheral vascular disease, artery and vein disease, heart valve and structure conditions, arrhythmias, and more attract patients from around the world. Together, we deliver the cardiovascular care that you deserve. Visit tgncis.com to learn more.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, welcome into Bayou Time Sports. I am Harry McCulla. You know, the New Orleans Saints, they waited until the last of all the openings. They had 6 openings for head coaches this offseason. They were the very last to get one, but after the results from the Super Bowl, they might have one of the better ones, as Kellen Moore was named the 19th head coach for the New Orleans Saints today. They made it official. You know, there was a time people started kind of panicking 2 weeks ago when Cliff Kingsbury, the OC of the Washington Commanders, Joe Brady, the OC of the Buffalo Bills, they all started kind of pulling their name out of the hat, like, I don't really want to interview anymore with the Saints. And everybody was going, the Saints are so bad, nobody wants to come here. They had a deal with Kellen Moore back then, I'm pretty sure, but he was going to wait until after his team was finished with the season. Of course, he was the offensive coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles, who spectacularly finished off the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and they win, and the next day or 2 days later, he becomes the 19th head coach in Saints history, of course, taking over for Dennis Allen. They get a good offensive mind, a guy that's been in the NFL for the last 13 years. He was a quarterback's coach. He was offensive coordinator with the Cowboys. After that, he was offensive coordinator with the Los Angeles Chargers. Of course, when Harbaugh came in, he was looking for another job, not because he wasn't good, because Harbaugh had his own offensive coordinator. He goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, and you guys saw the result in the Super Bowl. That was a good team. The Saints actually were one of the toughest teams that they faced this year for the Eagles, and they really turned it on. He was more of a passing game coordinator when he was with the Cowboys, when Dak Prescott, he had them kind of throwing the ball a lot, but fourth or fifth game this year, Kellen Moore, the offensive line went in, had a meeting with him, said, hey, we got Saquon Barkley that plays for us. Let's go to more of a running game. Of course, he had 2 really good wide receivers when you talk about Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. But that offensive line kind of said, look, we need to be more run-heavy. So he changed, which shows to me a good ability to adjust to what your team can do. They had the best offensive line in football. They had the best running back in football. And then it really opened things up for Jalen Hurts at quarterback, who had his best year as a pro with Kellen Moore as his coordinator. And then, of course, Saquon Barkley set a record for the most yards ever. Would have went and broke the record this year, but didn't play in the last game of the year in the regular season. But Barkley was awesome. And then they started running their offense off the running game. They'd run, and then they hit you with a deep pass down the field to Smith and Brown, and Jalen Hurts really picked it up. He was his ability to do more than just the brotherly shove. He obviously in the Super Bowl showed that if they really tried to take away the run, he was going to hit them deep, and if they tried to protect against the pass, then they were going to run. So Kellen Moore comes with a lot of experience. A pretty good player, too. If you go back to his days in college, he went to Boise State. He's from Prosser, Washington. Went to Boise State, was 50-3 during his career at Boise State. Had some big memorable moments there, as it kind of put the Boise State on the map for more than just their blue field. 50-3, so a winner as a player, went to the NFL, played 6 seasons as a player, didn't really get a shot. He was kind of a walk-on. He was a free agent, kind of an undersized guy, not a great arm, but a guy that they could tell right away was going to be a good coach down the road because he could process the game. He was a great guy in the room, in the quarterback room, that could help with a game plan. And look, like I say, the Saints were the last ones to fill their role, but if they would have had to wait until after the Super Bowl to start hiring coaches, that might have been reverse order. He may have been the hottest name in the head coaching circles if they'd have waited till Monday to open it up for those 6 head coaching jobs. Kellen Moore comes in. He's a younger guy. And look, one of the things I like about when you look at an offensive guy as opposed to Dennis Allen as a defensive coach, an offensive coach is going to come in with his system. He's going to work with the quarterback. He's going to work with the game plan. He may call his own plays, but he may also bring in an offensive coordinator. But if you're a defensive guy, if you're just a guy that comes in and brings a presence to the staff and doesn't have a specialty, you may have a great year. Like Philadelphia, they're going to have to find a new offensive coordinator this year, like Detroit. Campbell's a great guy to have in the locker room, but he now he lost his offensive coordinator and his defensive coordinator this year. He's got to rehire both of those spots. If you got a guy that is the quarterback, like Sean Payton was, if it's his quarterback system, when he's here, they can't hire him away. He's going to be there. They can hire his coordinator, but it'll still be his plan, kind of like when Sean Payton was there as the coach. They did a great job of, I think, hiring a young guy, a guy that's offensive-minded, and a guy that will work because, look, you got to get the quarterback position right. And he's going to come in, and I think the way he ran the Philadelphia offense, I think he has respect. He'll have the locker room, and like I said, kind of more like Sean Payton. We've tried it a bunch of different ways before. They could have gone with a John Gruden or a Belichick or one of those guys like they've done with Ditka and Stram. But the best coach in Saints history was an offensive-minded Sean Payton who came in and really made a difference. So hopefully they'll be 2 for 2. Same process they did in that fact. So let's get him going. Let's get some players in here and see what the Saints can do. That'll do it for this edition of Bayou Sports. I'm Harry McCulla. See you next time.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path. On the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda